All right, during Table Talk, we were talking about wedding rings and how they look on our hands. And, you know, a lot of us, as we age, think of, you know, our face. We never really stop to think about our hands aging. Dr. Dunkley is here, and from Envision Cosmetics, and we're talking about making our hands look pretty again, right?
That's exactly it. The face and the hands age the same. The skin tends to thin out. We start to lose some volume where we need it. And in your face, you see that as wrinkles and maybe jowls and a little bit of sagging skin. Well, in your hands, you see it as more visible tendons and veins, and the skin just doesn't look like it did.
We were talking in the break that my hands look like my mom's now. Do you ever look down and say, oh, like, how did that happen? They turned into my mom's hands, which I love, except she's 36 years older than me. So how about, you don't want that quite yet.
No, we'd like to not look like our parents. We want just their good traits.
Right.
So
what do you do?
Yeah. What are you doing?
There are a number of things we can do, and it used to be just fat. It used to be that we could take a little fat from someplace and put it into the hands, but now there's actually a filler that's approved for injection into the hands. And you're just going to disguise some of those things that we're seeing more and more obviously, like those tendons that start to show up, those veins, and the skin that's thinning.
It's so true, it's the veins.
So interesting.
Don't hold your hands out, we can just look at mine. Like, I'm the only one over here like this.
Well, talk to us about fat. Like, it's interesting. You want, like, when you age, you lose fat in your face, and that's kind of what starts making the skin sag, right?
Yeah, we actually lose a lot of volume in our face. As we've studied the aging process, we've discovered it's a lot about volume. So if you think of somebody you knew in the past and you said, oh, he looks so young, he's got a baby face, it's usually because there's a lot of fat in the face. And so as we lose that, we start to look more aged. And the same happens with the hands. As we lose that volume, they start to look more aged.
I had no idea it came out of your hands. The show now, 14 years old, we've been looking at pictures from years before, and I miss my baby fat in my face. Like, what happened to it? But we love it in our cheeks, you love it in your breasts, you love it like in certain areas and in your hands, and then it goes away. And that's, as you age, that's where it comes out of?
Yeah, we lose it. I always say we have a love-hate relationship with fat. We love it in some places because it really helps us make us look young. But there are some places we don't care for it so much.
Okay, so you're using filler, essentially. It's Radius,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Which is known as something that people usually get injected in their face, but that's what you're actually putting in the hand, right?
Yes, at first Radius was just approved for the smile lines around the mouth. But as they've continued to develop its use, we've discovered we can use it in the hands as well. So the nice thing about it is if we were to take fat to put in your hands, that's a surgery, which means more cost, more downtime, more recovery, and we usually get the fat with a little bit of liposuction. So definitely surgery. With the filler, with Radius, we can actually do that within 20 to 30 minutes. You come into the office, we do a few injections to numb things up, and after that, we put the filler in and move it around where we need it.
How natural does it look in your hand?
You'd be amazed. It looks very natural. People aren't going to know that you've done something, but they may look at your hands and just think, wow, those look good.
It's interesting because you can look at someone's hands and see the age.
Well, and if you don't take care of them, right, you can see it like you do your face if you're not using products, right, and you should be on your hands as well as your face.
Yeah. It's interesting because you could also use other things like some creams that will help thicken up the skin. Because if you think about your grandparents, typically the skin is so thin it almost looks like everything's visible. Not only is the outline obvious, but it's so thin you can see right through it. And so we need to do some things to thicken the skin up and improve the quality as well as restore some of that volume.
Envision Cosmetics, they do such great things. If you have questions about this, Dr. Dunkley is a great one to talk to. They're located in Murray. You can go to envisionsurgery.com for more information or go to our website, and we will link you to their website right there. That makes me want it to be summer.
Yeah, I know.
Your website makes me happy just looking at it.
The summer.
Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Dunkley. Coming up next, we are headed into the kitchen.